Greetings to you. My name is Thomas and I am an exchange student at CBS coming from Copenhaguen Business School. And one of the courses that I chose to take during this semester is the Fine Arts of Leadership. This course is extremely interesting since it suggests new approaches to issues related to leadership and managing people. It is thought that leadership needs imaginative, compositional and performative skills that art can easily provide. In this context, my classmates and I were demanded to work on a real-life case concerning IBM issues on collaborating with voluntary and public sectors on one hand and enhancing its employees' voluntarism on the other hand. What projects can I make to enhance, so to speak, employees' voluntarism? What to do? When to do it? How long should it be? How big? So many questions. It's said by Vietnamese and Chinese as well that our mind is like a cup of tea, actually. And it is filled up with thoughts, actually, as you can see. Completely filled up with thoughts, and when it reaches the edge, like that, the water just keeps going on, and it's just filled up too much. And the water just runs over. Right. And you can see that there is no room for any other thoughts anymore, actually. So this is like our mind, and at that point, every new drop of thought is deemed to come out quickly, and thus no thought can be exploited. So what I suggest to do is just to empty the cup, so I can just start over to think about the project. Let's start filling it by the bottom, if you will. The bottom is the foundation of any solid construction. And to understand this bottom, we should understand also the root of the problem. And according to what I heard, well, the problem is like the Danish culture. Right. I'm not telling that they are lazy, not at all. But according to some Danish, voluntarism is deep-rooted. It's not really deep-rooted in their culture, actually. And no company, not even IBM, can go against what the culture has set in people's mind for years and years. Right? So, does it mean actually that we have reached like a dead end about this voluntarism issue? I don't think so. Right. I once discussed with a Danish native person in Denmark about voluntarism, and he told me actually a story. He said, well, Thomas, you know, I've always wondered what role Denmark actually plays in the world. And in every action we just make, I can't see any results in the world because Denmark is so small actually compared to other countries of the world. And that made me realize one thing. People's voluntarism is blocked because they can't see the results of the efforts. So basically, the project should be a project that employees can achieve and can obviously see the result. So that shall be the first clue, the first pillar of our foundation, making a visible project, a visible results-oriented project. Only any visible-oriented results project is not enough to attract people to do this project.
Because they just may say to themselves, okay, well, I can see the result, but if the result is very small, I'm not going to do it. So that's why the result of the project should be big, imposing, physically speaking. This should be the second pillar of the project. The second one, but not the last one.
Good. So we have 2 clues now. The first one is the nature of the project, that should be result-oriented, and the second one is the size of the project, imposing. But those 2 pillars should be sufficient only to motivate a handful of brave fellows, but not all employees. So how to get everybody involved then? Well, to work with one employee on a project should be made possible only if his neighbour has done his. There should be an interconnection between all employees. Thus, the excitement of one that is willing to see the project realized should push him, encourage his lazy neighbour to do his part of the job. So it's like having a puzzle. The puzzle is like the perfect example of it. If all employees have a piece of the puzzle, and if one employee fails putting his part in it, then the puzzle is not complete. Well, this is the third pillar that should be part of the foundation of the project. In other words, a team-building project based on interdependence.
So how to link what we saw previously and collaboration with the public sector? Well, it's quite simple. Based on the 3 pillars presented previously, the project should be a common project that involves both the community and IBM, a big, visible and interdependent project realized both by the community and IBM. So the 2 parties, by working together, could just build cozy ties. All right. And concretely, what would I suggest IBM to do? I was thinking of IBM and also the public sector to decide on a motto, a phrase, right? And afterwards they can design huge letters that can be hung actually from the ceiling, whether in IBM headquarters or the public sector headquarters. And every employee on both sides, I mean public sector and IBM, would have 6-7 pieces of Lego, and on each piece they would have a picture of their colleague face from the other side. So for example, if I worked for IBM, I would have 6 pieces of 6 employees from the public sector with whom I'm working, right? I would be provided also with a plan, with a sketch on which it's written the exact position where I should put the piece of Lego, right? So that way, let's say that my piece of Lego is positioned in a map C7, right? I have to wait for another employee to put his piece of Lego so I can build on him, on his piece. So that's the interdependence thing, right? So that involves every employee, and if one misses, we can't build the big, visible, result-oriented project. That's why it requires everybody's participation, and I think, personally, that everybody is going to participate actually, because it doesn't require a long time I know that IBM employees are very busy, but if we widespread this project within 6 months, they will have 6 months to build it, to go to the place to build the big Lego letters with only 6 pieces. Right. That's about it for my projects. Thank you for listening, and see you soon.